That is why we must collectively salute the action of the South African government led by the African National Congress in the 6th administration for taking the Zionist state of Israel to the International Court of Justice. My dear friends, when nobody cared to do anything, when nobody bothered, when a genocide was being before the world, no one dared to raise their hands, no one dared to raise their voice. But our beloved country had the gall, had the guts, and had the courage, and stand up and say that we will never will we allow this to occur on our guard, because we have been trained by Tata Madiba and his type. My dear friends, measures on 26 January 2024, which found Israel's actions in Gaza could plausibly amount to genocide. That was a defining moment for international law and for human conscience. That was the point, that as Comrade President mentioned, that we will not be bullied. We will not be bullied. We will go to ICJ. That was the turning point in history, that nobody is above law. Nobody is superior. All men are equal. Nobody is above the law. Minister Ronald Lamola said before the ICJ, he said that South Africa's own painful history under apartheid compels us to act when we see crimes against humanity. My dear friends, even President Cyril Ramaphosa's affirmation recently of the position of this country in his recent budget speech, and I was there in Parliament. On Wednesday was the budget vote 1 debate. On Thursday was the response of the president to the budget vote. And in the president's response, after outlining the challenges we face as a country, acknowledging that the America's 30% increase in export tariff is and will hurt us, after acknowledging that the withdrawal of AIDS funding is a challenge, yet our comrade President Cyril Ramaphosa dedicated 4 to 5 lines in affirming our continued struggle with the people of Palestine, affirming again what he said: we will not be bullied. My dear friends, as we gather here today and this evening to welcome our delegation from Palestine, we do so with hope that any collaboration must bring us closer to the goal of a free Palestine. We want the Palestinian delegation that the message from South Africa to Palestine is very clear, that Tata Madiba, when he formed the democratic government in 1994, his greatest adversary, FW de Klerk, became a deputy president even in the democratic government. So the message of South Africa is clear. We want to see the unification of all Palestinians across all divides, across all political affiliations in Palestine, for a free Palestine. That is the free Palestine that we from South Africa, we want to develop. We want you to put together to the delegation and of Fatah. Thank you so much.
I'd like to call Brother Imraan Subrathie, our MP. He came up to me and said he got a message.
Thanks, Sumaya. Sumaya, I just wanted to move a vote of thanks on behalf of United for Palestine. As I indicated, in us trying to put together this event, we approached various solidarities and organizations to try and piece together. For the reasons I mentioned, because of the awkwardness or the perceived challenges between Hamas and Fatah, many were loath to the idea. And United for Palestine is guided by Tata Madiba that we all must talk. We've learned this as South Africans. We must talk. We must learn to set aside our differences And with that progressive thought, Abdul and myself pursued various options, and I must commend and I stood up to thank Radio Al Ansar. I must thank you, Yunus Sakur. Thank you so much, Faisal Suleiman. We really want to appreciate. I think you all have provided and shown leadership, that in times of difficulties, leaders must emerge. We must overcome those barriers of entries. And I think let's give a round of applause to Radio Al Ansar. I think they've really come through with us. Not only have we had this opportunity of engaging here, but it's also gone live. Also want to thank Hilal TV as well, our partners, because this is an important media, allows us to amplify and communicate the voice. The people of Palestine, the Palestinian cause needs us. As Tata Modiba would have said, and as Comrade Ezi mentioned, President Cyril Ramaphosa whispered in his ears, SG, get together, get together, get together. And that's what really what we want to see. I want to say Jazakallah, thank you so much to yourselves and to Hilal TV. I want to thank Abdul Valodia. Whilst I've been in Parliament, Abdul has been soldering this. I want to really thank Abdul Valodia. Jazakallah. Let's give Abdul Valodia a round of applause. The chairperson of the Women's League, Sumaya Khan, for always being a rock for us, for United for Palestine. Thank you all so much for your attendance. Yes, Assalamu alaikum.